story of living simply in Sicily. Why don't you come along with us and sing along the way? If you had a favorite group that you used to sing with, try and imagine you can still hear them now.
Hi, I'm Gigi.
And I'm Jeff.
And we're living simply in Sicily. Thank you so much for all of our subscribers and the interest that you took in our poll. Based on that information, we thought it would be a good idea to tell you about some of the places that we've rented over the course of the last 5-6 years?
4 years.
4 years.
4 years.
Okay, I think it's 5.
Well, it could be.
Oh.
I'm old. I have an excuse. I lose track of time.
And if you're new to our channel, welcome. We're living simply in Sicily and just sharing our personal experiences with you of what it's like living as an expat here.
Yes. When we first came here, we rented an Airbnb down in the city of Catania. You could walk out the door, and within minutes you could be at the main shopping street at Nia. You could be at the Elephant Square, at the fountain, at the fish market. It was all within a 5-minute walk.
Yeah.
And fantastic location.
It was.
On a apartment happened to be over the top of a pub.
The American pub,
Yeah,
I think it was called. They
And,
like to stay up late and play music.
Yeah, they were open, but they didn't get cranking until 9 or 10 o'clock at night, and that went on until till 3 o'clock in the morning or something. I don't know. But oddly enough, the living room part of that apartment was over the bar room. But as you walked to the back of the apartment, it was on faced the inner courtyard where the bedroom was, which happened to be extremely quiet with a comfortable bed. So it was okay with us.
Yeah.
I mean,
Until we had company.
Yeah.
Poor Laddie and Louise, they couldn't sleep. It was so noisy right over there.
Yeah.
So our inclination was it was a little too noisy.
The car got towed one night, ticketed and towed or whatever. So we had to. And fortunately, the next day we were able to find out where it was, and we were able to walk there and pay.
We had to walk down a long way to find the car.
But it was good exercise.
It was, but it was like. Oh.
Well, anyway, that's the one and only time that it got towed.
Yes.
And so we just wanted to be in a place that was a little less busy, a little more rural, one of the villages. So we ended up in a place called San Giovanni La Punta.
And we really loved it.
Beautiful
there.
place.
Yeah, it had a little square. The only downfall for me in San Giovanni La Punta were there were no good restaurants.
Right.
So, and I like to cook, but once in a while I like to eat out. And there was just one, and we never made it to it because we couldn't figure out how to get in. It was like walled.
It was like a reservation type place that was in a courtyard off of a little side street. And it really had no advertising. It's not like you drove by and there's a big sign, with the name of the place or whatever. It wasn't like that. It was very secluded, whatever. And for whatever reason, we just kept forgetting about the place. We actually could walk to it from where we were staying. We just never did. First experience in San Giovanni La Punta, we found a place that was for rent. It happened to be a little studio apartment. It was on the grounds of the owners who had their house and a couple of other apartments on that same.
Wonderful family.
Yeah, beautiful family.
Yeah. And they made us a part of the family.
Yes, they did. They adopted us.
They did. It was so comforting for us because they took very good care of us.
Yes, and we made an arrangement with them, or a long-term arrangement. It started out as a kind of a trial thing, and they were trying to get used to us, and we were trying to get used to being there. One of the great things about it is there was a swimming pool on the grounds and a lot of fruit trees.
Beautiful spot.
Nice big garden in the back.
World behind the gate. It's like a walled garden. So it was like the secret garden. It was really lovely property.
And the house is very old. The house was built in 1775, I believe, if I remember correctly. And it probably was a big estate at one time because of the remaining backyard that was huge.
It was really
there was apartment buildings behind it, but far enough away so they weren't a nuisance. And it was a very comfortable place to be. They were very accommodating as landlords. Any problems that we had, we had the hot water heater acted up once, and they got the technician to come and fix it.
We had a little trouble with the internet.
Yeah, we had trouble with the internet, so they had to
But I
get a
mean-
technician over a couple of times for that one. And
Yeah.
it was kind of the antenna up on the repeater antenna up on the top on the roof was bad. They found out, and they finally got it fixed or whatever. But they were on top of things, and it was right on Via Roma,
Yeah.
which is a one-way street going in to the center of the village. And of course, every church bell within a half a mile radius would ring daily.
Yeah, and we got multiple views. That was the second time when we moved to the another apartment on the same property.
We'll tell you about that in a minute.
Oh, sorry, I got ahead of
Yeah,
myself.
see? We haven't finished with the first one. She's already moving forward.
Oh, I can't stay still.
Sicilian. They're all the same. You got a ton of energy. Got to burn it up. So,
Okay, where were you?
being on Via Roma, every parade that went by, every holiday that
Yeah.
went by, every event that was taking place, and there's a lot of holidays because they have a lot of saints and different things of the different villages, and you can hear the fireworks going off almost nightly in the surrounding villages. So, it was a great experience.
It was.
With great people. Attilio and his wife Lydia were fantastic. They went out of their way to make us comfortable. That was a studio apartment. It was a ground floor, very old, but nicely fixed up inside, completely remodeled and very modern inside.
Yeah.
So that got to be a little small for us, and
Well, I think it was that was going to be available for the summer.
Yeah.
But then we could move into the larger property,
Right,
which
right.
is what we were looking forward to.
So connected to it
Yes.
in an L shape is a 2-bedroom apartment, much larger. And again, that one was pretty well remodeled as well. And out the back door, that had a nice little terrace, a nice little private patio with orange trees and mandarin trees
It was,
and
like,
olive
beautiful.
trees and
Just-
lemon trees
yeah.
and you name it. And you could walk right out and go right to the pool and back again. It was great.
It was.
So we stayed there for quite some time. And then they had an apartment, first floor apartment become vacant on the other end of the property, basically down the street a little further, and with a back entrance to their property. And we moved into that. Experience just continued to be good. And you'll see pictures also of a dog called Teo, short for Mateo,
Yeah.
who
Jeff adopted.
well, we got kind of friendly, he and I, and there was a few times he had to come in and spend some time with us because the weather got really inclement in the wintertime and raining and
Yeah.
so forth, and he's getting a little older and up in age, so
Yeah.
we were great friends, and he was a great watchdog and a great animal to have around, just like the people that own him.
Yeah, it
So,
was wonderful.
yeah, it was a wonderful experience, and that all happened simply because we took a step forward and just reached out, and they connected. They called us back. They invited us to come over on a Sunday, I believe it was, a Saturday or a Sunday. Come on over and look at the place first before you even think about commit to it.
But it was a lovely apartment, and it offered 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, a very small kitchen. So we made do with that. The kitchen was really tiny, but we put a table in so that I had a workspace, and that worked out pretty good. So we have some pictures of the inside of that apartment, and some friends that have come over, and just an interview about poached pears that for some reason it's not big in Sicily.
Right.
So they didn't understand what it was, so they were excited to
Until
have
they ate
poached pears. And then they liked that with the creme fraiche.
So what we're trying to say is, you reach out to these people even though you don't know them, and they invite you over for coffee to come look at the place before you commit to it or whatever. So we went. We took their invitation up.
Yeah.
And their daughter and son both spoke some English, pretty
Yeah.
good English, and even they speak some English as well, more now than they did then.
Yeah.
But we went over and had coffee with them. We looked around, we talked, and it was pretty obvious it was a comfortable place to be, and in the company of some very down-to-earth, nice people. So don't be afraid to reach out to people, you know, and give them a call and try. And if you're interested in not just the Airbnb kind of rental, temporary kind of thing, if you're looking for something more long-term, talk to people, you know, see if there's somebody's willing to do that, you know.
Oh, and one thing to keep in mind is that sometimes the rental will say numbers, they'll say 4+4 or 3+3, that type of thing. And maybe you can explain what that means.
Well, the 3-2 or a 4-4 is basically a 3-year rental contract with a 2-year extension if you want to.
Oh, that's right, yes.
And a 4-4 is the same thing. You sign the lease for 4 years, and you have the option for the next 4 years.
Right.
However,
But, yes, this is important.
if you for some reason have to leave, which we had to, we had death in the family. In fact, a couple of them. So we had to go back to the States for a while, and we were able to work all that out. But if you happen to fall into that situation, you have to tell them 6 months in advance that you want to cancel the contract.
And you can do it as long as you
Yes.
give them that notice.
Yes.
And it has to be a written notice.
Yes.
And I don't know if it has to be like notario.
Well, we never had that kind of lease, so I never read one. So let's be
Yeah.
straight about it.
We did have leases, though. You have to
Yes.
have a lease in order to get
Yes.
residency.
Yes.
So this is important.
You have to have a rental contract or purchase a piece of property or something in order to get your residency.
Right.
And in order to buy a car, you have to be a resident.
Yes.
So you can't just come here as a tourist and maybe get a visa for a year or something thinking you're going to go buy a car. You can't legally buy it unless you're a resident.
okay.
So one has to become a resident. And I'll give you a hint on who that is. Yeah. She's the legal resident, so the contract is actually in her name, the rental contract, and she owns the car.
Yep.
And that's just how it works here, and it's fine. You just have to, make the effort.
Just be aware.
Yeah.
Just be aware of the rules and regulations, and that makes life easier. Ciao, Julia.
Ciao.
How are you?
Good, and you?
Good. Did you enjoy your dinner, your lunch?
So much, tantissimo.
Brava. So what did you like the best?
I really like the poached pears because they really had something very different in the taste for a pear. It was a really not common combination of the cream and then the syrup and the taste and the consistency of the pears. That it was not mushy, it was crunchy enough but still cooked. So I really, really enjoyed it.
Would you, if you followed the recipe, if you had it, would you make it?
For sure, yeah.
Okay. We'll have to do it together.
Okay, va bene.
Grazie.
Ciao.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. Did you enjoy the dinner tonight?
I did, very much so.
And what was your favorite part?
Ooh, okay. I really enjoyed the chicken. I thought that it was very tender, the flavors were good, and it was crispy on the outside. So that was very good. Everything was good. And then I also liked the pears.
What did you like about them?
I liked the combination of the pears with the cream, the
Creme fraiche?
creme fraiche, yes, because it was a perfect balance between the cream wasn't sweet, too sweet, and so that it played well. The marriage of the flavors was nice.
Brava.
It was good because I don't like mushy foods, but the pear, and I'm not a fan of pears, but I really liked it.
So we made you a pear lover.
Yes.
Bravissimo.
Grazie, Gigi.
Bravo. Ciao, ciao. It's life easier. So we hope this video was helpful. We hope that you enjoyed it. And if you did, please give us a like and subscribe to our channel. Ciao for now.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao.